Kia ora koutou. I'm enjoying a few days of downtime, and given it's been so busy of late, this is something I'm really pleased to be doing. And I wanted to talk about busyness today. It comes up a lot, keeps coming up. And there's a certain amount we can do. You know, I talk a lot about self-care, having days off when we can, all that stuff that we can do to control the busyness. But sometimes life still gets busy, work is busy. How do we control it then? So here's a few things I've been reflecting on of late. I've come off the back of quite a busy time. So taking this downtime, and that looks different for everyone. Whether we're weaving time in nature into our day. For me, it's my morning meditation, it's movement, it's what we eat, it's whether we're getting enough sleep, all that stuff. But when we're still doing that and it's busy, what then? And one of the things that I've been reflecting on, it's come up quite a lot lately, is the language we use, the way we talk to ourselves. So a lot of the time this can be, I was on a couple of calls this week with someone who's arranging for me to speak at a conference. They arrange a lot of conferences. And we must have spoke 3 or 4 times on the phone, and each time they're telling me, oh, it's so busy, I'm really overwhelmed, it's just crazy here. And the language that they use, what we say is what we get. It's the same as when we tell ourselves we don't like ourselves, or we don't like the way we look, and then that's what we see when we look in the mirror. Or we spend so much time focusing on our weaknesses and telling ourselves the things we're not doing at work that we should be, that we then end up feeling like we're not actually cut out for our job. What we say to ourselves, that self-talk, it impacts so much our what actually manifests, what is in reality. So watching how we talk to ourselves, especially around busy, because so often when you ask someone, how's your day? Busy is the response. And when we tell ourselves we're busy, that feeling of stress, that feeling of overwhelm, we get busier. We feel busier. And I've been doing some content prep this week for next month. We've got Mental Health Awareness Week in New Zealand, and I'm preparing a Thrive workshop based around that, and a challenge that I'm going to launch in early September. So I've been doing some of the workshop stuff behind that. And it's really interesting to see some of that mindset coming through in this space in terms of how we build resilience alongside all this stuff, you know, the great self-care stuff, the being out in nature, the moving our bodies, the sleeping well, the eating right, who we spend our time with, all that good stuff. And this, of course, helps us bounce back when times do get tough. So builds our resilience. So I want you to think of 3 things today that you can commit to doing, small things that help your own self-care, but also your self-talk. What are the things that you're saying to yourself? How is your relationship with busy in your language? And is that contributing to your feeling of overwhelm? The other thing I talked about quite a bit this week on social media, and it's resonated with a lot of you, is when times do get tough, and having that resilience that we need to bounce back, what other tips have we got in that space? How else can we make that work? And I talked about the event that I did recently in Auckland, and how I had to start really small, doing free events, and build up from that point and keep showing up. Even when the events I was putting on for free were getting no shows, keep showing up, keep doing your thing, keep building, and don't give up. And that's something that I've been reflecting on this week. And it doesn't matter whether it's putting on events that attract 100 people is your goal, or whether it's getting fit. Keep showing up, start small, keep going to the gym, keep progressing along that track and aiming for your goals, and don't give up, because that is how we succeed. I hope you're all having a great day, and we'll catch up later next week. Ngā te wā.